blessing.
Okay, it's December 16th, it's 6:02. Special meeting of the Bandera EDC. Right now we have 3 missing from our board. Jerry Wilcox, Laura Davison, and Lauren Ojeda. I'm assuming Laura will be here soon.
Lauren, yeah.
Laura, yeah. So let's stand up and do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do we have any announcements?
Probably. I can't think of any.
No, okay. We have visitors to be heard. Have they signed in, or if there is?
No visitors.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. So, our consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to review the invoice? I know we owe you one.
I was gonna say I'd like to make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? No. All there in favor? Passes. Okay, we're moving to the top of the agenda, the promotional funding application for Christmas lights. Jane Pratt.
Yes, sir. You have the packets there in front of you. I think everything is detailed this time, and you can see what we've done and what we're asking for. Mr. Jack?
All right. I have a little comment, a little time. I was one sort of instigated getting this started. For the ones that don't know, it started 3 years ago when the EDC contacted me saying that they could not afford to do Christmas lights anymore. And it's morphed or grown into this. A new group is formed, Bandera Community Action Group. They named themselves. We've had 6 meetings, and the last 3 I really did not participate in at all. I just let them do their thing. And Jane volunteered to head it. She has headed the Red Cross in Del Rio, which is several hundred people, a lot more than what we're dealing with now, so I thought that was a good fit, and she accepted. Anything we can do to we're trying to make it a community effort. That's what we're working for. So whatever the city and the county has been giving grants the last 3 years to $800 grant to help replace lights and stuff like that. Don't know a whole lot more to say except this year on the courthouse, it's pretty much the same group of people I've had the last 3 years. We've got it down from a day and a half to 3 hours.
Wow.
For the courthouse. I'm not a Christmas light person, but I noticed, I've seen the lights twice now. I turned them on at the courthouse the Friday after Thanksgiving. I just came by in the daytime, plugged them all in and say, when the timers come on, they come on. My wife and I did come to town that Sunday and looked at it, and tonight I parked over there and I noticed somebody else has come by and put colored lights around a couple of trees. I have no idea who, but they're there.
Wow,
Which is good. It's good.
you never know, do you?
That's right. I know at the river, we've had 12 or 13, y'all have a list
They have a
of
list.
companies and churches and individuals that have volunteered to do stuff at the river. One of them is the Boys and Girls Club. I don't know if they have had their turn of manning the gate.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
right now. Yeah.
Okay. the 4-H manned gate last week, and they took in $1,015,
Well, good for them.
Wow.
which is good for the community. That Saturday that we did that, we had 40 4-H'ers and parents show up. And some came here and some went to the river. So anyway, we're just asking as the Bandera Community Action Group to do anything we can to promote the community to help keep this going.
Very
Thank
good.
you, Jackie.
Sounds like you want to set a precedence here.
Well,
Going forward,
yes.
yeah,
So,
thank you.
what do we have left in our promotion?
You have the application?
Yeah, I've got the application. I was wondering how much we have left in our promotion fund, because I know we were getting close.
Okay, it's in here somewhere.
I know, I just saw it earlier and I was. But my-
6A. Yeah.
I think on the application you're asking for 750, is that correct?
No,
It
it's
was
a thousand.
That's
A
the
thousand.
committee, that's the committee, I'm just county commissioner, and I
Help me,
helped
Keely.
it
Okay.
ranked up. I'm not 100% sure, 1,000, I'm not sure. To be honest with you.
No, I thought I saw it in the packet when I was
16.
looking at it online. and I
16,
thought it
page
was-
16.
Page 16.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Holiday life.
I'm looking for. I'm looking for the promotional fund.
Oh, okay, this
Yeah,
is
it's
the one
page
from-
15.
Maybe it's page 15.
Oh, I see, you're looking, she's looking for the budget.
Page 15.
15, that's,
That starts the application.
yeah. No. That was the first one, this is the revised one, that's
Oh, you got
on your
another?
table right there, under your binder.
Oh,
I'm looking for a budget, like the current, how much we spent after we've already given out, we already allocated all the other promotions.
okay, 1,000.
I wanted to make sure we had,
Yeah, I'm not
so what are
seeing
we
it on here.
adjusting it tonight? What's our adjustment amount? Because I know we're, do we know what that is?
Who had all that, Laura?
Balance.
That's all the fees. I do not know. I do not know. I cannot figure it out from this today. I assume someone would have had that because I don't know what the number
Yeah, we
was.
just looked at all this online and I don't know where
I just went
We have $1,000.
because this is our budget versus actual. Is it
Yes,
this?
that's it. Where was that? Oh,
Okay,
So it's just in the 12th,
thank you,
about
that's
midway
right.
through the page.
Okay,
okay.
got project miscellaneous.
That's what I said, page 12.
And then
Promotional marketing.
what was our, the check that we deposited for the final quarter of 2021, like the October, for our, when we get our sales, and we deposit, what are we adjusting that tonight? It's later in the agenda,
I would have to look.
because this shows what we've
really
spent, but it
quickly.
doesn't show what we've allocated.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Right,
Okay.
I was still trying to figure out, I was lacking information when I was reconciling the bank account.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say,
Because we know at least, it's at least
32.
10% of that.
hold on,
We're about 3,000.
actually. Hold on, sorry.
That's okay. I'd like to make a motion.
But
I'd like to approve up to $1,000, provided we have it in that account.
I believe we do.
And then max out that account once it's all,
Yeah, that'll max out
once it's all reconciled, yeah.
Do I have a second? Discussion?
No
No discussion? All in favor? Motion passes unanimously.
I'm pretty sure we have that in there, but I just wanted to double check. Okay, yeah.
Okay. We need to go to item G, Christmas decoration storage and review.
Yeah, wait, we're on C.
No, we were bumping G.
You bumped G up to.
Oh, I'm
to
sorry.
be with-
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I missed that.
Any discussion on that? And
This is an item requested by Laura,
Oh,
so I don't know.
you guys probably know more about that.
I've been working at that Comex for the last 3 years. I don't think the appropriate people that were here to speak. They have not been there, have not seen what it is. Jarrett's been there. She's been there.
I've been there.
You've been there?
I went there last year. I've been there this year, but I can just imagine what it's like since all the rain we had.
There's no problem with that.
Oh, okay. Because
There
it used
is-
to smell like mildew.
It's just, there is, the last 3 years, I have been able to get the juvenile probation kids to come up and do the manual labor of taking everything out of the middle so you could go see what we had to look at. Okay, and then put it back in. And then go back 3 or 4 days later, do the same thing to get more stuff. This year, we were lucky enough to have the Silver Sage go and test all the lights. First 2 years, I took all the lights to Mansfield Park and tested them myself to make sure that, what is and what isn't. This year, the Silver Sage did it. Last year, very little was put up at the river. This year, there's more put up at the river, but a lot of that is being either owned by somebody else or donated by somebody else. So there's a lot of, I would say we only got into maybe a third of that container that's out you see this year. There's so much stuff back there, I have no idea what's in there.
So what are
That's
we
all I can
what are we
say.
proposing? What
Yeah,
are
what-
you
That's
saying
all
that
I-
they need to be?
That's all I can offer, I can't tell you,
Okay.
that's all I can.
Is it okay if Patricia
offer.
speaks?
Yeah, sure. Patricia, you speak.
I know I got here late, so I will start with this. We don't know what's in the very back of that container because we've just been putting it back. And probably myself and Linda James in this room and Johnny go all the way back to ever having any Christmas decorations at all. There are a lot of the metal items there that could be restrung with lights and such. But we're going to figure out a way to move those to the front. The Texas flag needs to be completely recreated, so to speak, to make it better. We scotch taped it together, not duct tape, but
So is this something that you're promoting the community action group have access to it to prepare for next year? Is that what we're
yes,
asking
and then
for?
what else I would propose is that the community action group have the ability, we need to come up with something. Because Christmas is everyone. It's not the chamber, it's not the CBD.
I agree.
So, what can we come up with that meets the confines of the structures of society now? Because a lot of things that are in there are just flat. Surplus are not usable.
Okay.
And make that determination. So that would be an early phase, God willing, even maybe before January 8th. I don't see that as hard, as massively achievable, but
No, but at least if you know it's gonna happen, start in January, if you do a little bit at a time, at least you can prepare for that when you're packing up, so.
right.
Access to it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not just at Christmas time.
No,
we have the key.
I mean, there's always, yeah, that
Right
shouldn't
now,
have
I
ever
have-
been a
I
problem.
have the key, I don't know if it's the only key, but I have the key.
Okay. I think it's a good plan. I'll leave that to the community action group to come up with how we can do that as a community and have a plan and move forward. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So
All right,
we
let's
have the
continue.
approval of the EDC to move forward on this, to get in
To
there
come
and
up
see
with a
what's going on?
plan, yeah.
Yeah, we have to have a cost associated with it.
Well, there's no
We have to
cost.
find out what's in there.
Well, there's
before we
costs if you're gonna throw stuff away, I'm sure.
Yeah. So yes, tell us what you need and we will support it, Linda. That's what I'm saying. Come up with a
Access to
plan.
the stuff in that container.
I'm sorry?
We need access to the stuff. in
Again,
that
I said
container.
that should have never been a problem. You should have access. Jack just said he has a key, so if you have a
So
problem.
it's okay with you guys?
Absolutely.
It was,
So it's okay if we start using it through him to look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I mean,
basically.
come to us with the plan on how you're gonna do it, like what you're gonna do.
may I have it addressed again?
Yeah.
Because, Mr. Atterbury, you were saying, what is the cost factor of what we may consider surplus? We don't know, so we can't come up with
There's no
it.
inventory of what you have in there, right?
There's your
Correct.
final answer, sir.
Correct, there's no
And
inventory.
there's no final
Nobody
inventory
knows what's in
of
there.
what is good and what is needing to be thrown in the trash can.
I
Correct.
know
Functional or non-functional, you have no idea.
So there's no way to know, tell you.
I know there's 4 rubber tires with lights around them, sitting there. If somebody wants to use them to decorate, go ahead. But
Trips might,
we haven't used them in 3 years. We haven't used them in 3 years.
trips might use.
All I'm saying is come to us with a plan that says on these dates, we're gonna meet and we wanna go through the container and we're gonna go through this much, we're gonna test the lights, we're gonna put the ones that don't work in a pile, we're gonna save the ones that do, we're gonna store them nicely. Just tell us what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it. Why are you looking at me like that?
Are y'all gonna be there? It's your equipment.
We don't have to be, but we can be. I mean,
You should.
Well, I mean, testing the lights is an ongoing process. I mean,
Yeah.
Silver Sage did it
well, that's
for
what I'm
months.
saying. It's like, just tell us what the plan needs to be and we will support it.
Should we give more than one key away?
We have more than one key, Alan. It's fine.
Okay.
Access should not be an issue.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, we through with that issue? Everybody understand? On the same page?
Clear as mud.
Okay, let's go on with other business. We need to, is there anything we need to discuss amending our financial, our funding budget?
We're gonna have to table that till next month.
Okay.
We need the exact deposit amount in order to,
Okay, we don't have that yet.
no.
Okay, the other thing,
Mansfield Park.
Thank you, Jack.
thank you.
Do we need to make a motion to table that?
I think you do, yes, you need to have a motion.
You're looking for September sales tax? I have the number.
September 30th.
It was $30,231.88.
$30,200,
81, I'm sorry, 3231.88.
3231.
September monthly.
That's for November. right?
32,
$30,231.88.
88. Okay. Okay, so 10% of that is 3,000. 20. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna make a motion.
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to amend our fiscal year 2021 budget for promotions by $3,023.19.
Second. All in favor? Unanimously passes. Now, this update on the amending the tax statement, I did not get any package information.
That's a Jared item.
Okay, so that gets tabled.
So this gets confusing every year, but basically what happens is when we propose our budget, we're doing projected amounts on what we're gonna do our budget for, and our promotional account can only be 10% of our total sales tax. And since we don't have an actual amount, once you get the actual amount, as long as you increase, as long as you're over, I guess, come to think of it, I don't know if that, what I just did might be accurate. No, see, it gets very confusing. So, yeah, I'd like to recall my last motion.
Okay,
And table it till next time.
yeah, let's table it.
Okay, because, all right, let's do that first and then we'll move. Give me a second.
One
I'll
second on
second. That was the second.
All in favor?
Take it back.
Okay.
Unanimously passed.
Okay.
Okay. Block project partnership for back-end angle parking. You were in charge of that.
I was, I'm not really getting a lot of, positive feedback on that, so, we can just leave it and then, if I have more, then I'll ask for it to be put on the agenda again.
So there's really been no input that you're getting? No positive input?
No positive.
That is, never mind. I can see that. Okay, let's continue on. Donna, you wanna talk about the 21 acres?
Wait,
You passed E.
E, update on forming a committee for the wayfinding signs.
Oh, the wayfaring, okay.
Who's that?
Wayfind is
So
Laura. 'cause
Laura
she
has that. I know
mentioned
she's
last
putting together a
night.
committee and they're planning to
it.
meet in January, but that's
Okay.
all I know.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So we can
All right, well,
move forward.
All right.
that's for another time, another place.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the, for the 21 acres.
Okay, well,
Interesting looking.
I can show you where
Prospect.
it is right on the map, but, okay,
I thought
the,
you wanted to table it, no?
right, we do have to table it because we don't have the
Okay, then
information
let's just
from
not
the
even start
attorney
the
yet.
discussion.
Right, I shouldn't just say
Absolutely.
anything.
Okay.
Okay.
No
But it
problem.
sounds promising. The attorney was promising, right? Keely, is that how you understood it when you read it? Sounded.
It seems like it's not gonna be an issue, but we'll have to look into a little bit further.
Exactly, thank you.
Okay.
Make a motion to table this until January meeting.
And a second? All in favor? Not opposed?
If I'm allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can on that.
Okay.
H.
Yeah, update on administrative assistant. She's been working her something off.
This is another Laura item, but I am more than welcome, I'm more than willing to tell y'all. We have 4 extra binders, I believe, like the one that Christine dropped off today. If y'all don't already have one, please, I can get you one. If we don't have enough, I can make more. I have everything scanned, I can email it to you if you don't want an actual binder. I have been going through the EDC files. I have 5 boxes of files that I'm trying to reorganize and scan and make them digital. It is a very long, tedious process, but it is going, so.
As we knew it would be, and we appreciate it, yeah,
Wow,
thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Keely.
yeah.
The Best Western 380 agreement, which we all have a big package on that. And
Page is,
I'm going to say,
29. Oh, here it is.
I've read through most of it. This is just a confirmation that we go forward, or Tony, you were in charge when, I saw your signature.
I was, but I wasn't 100% sure what,
Why
I
this
mean,
is on
why
there.
it's on here. It doesn't say anything about it. It doesn't say.
I don't understand that either.
Yeah, I
Do we
wasn't,
know who requested this to be on here?
Laura,
okay. I moved
if you don't have any information on it, it's because the person that requested it probably isn't here.
Okay.
So I make a motion to postpone to the January meeting.
I'll second
Second.
that.
All in favor? None opposed. Okay, the South Burn EDC project.
All right. Well,
Let's
on
hear
their,
about that.
on their tourist map, they advertise the South Burney district. There it is, in big letters, you know. So I was intrigued because I went on their website and then there's a lovely design drawing, what do you call that? Mock-up of what it's supposed to be, and it's full of buildings and mixed use and all this stuff. Well, when you go down there in reality, there's nothing there. It's just a sales pitch to get the commercial developers interested. I think there's 100 empty acres with one building over here and one building over there. It's just a dream at this point. I went by the EDC office after I saw all the empty land and where it was supposed to be, and they didn't want to talk about it really. So it's just in the wish phase. But I told them about our, what we're doing up here in our little piece of land, and they had some EDC members that they thought would, be helpful if we wanted to talk to them, and they would love to meet with us about any questions. They help other EDCs in the area, and they couldn't have been more welcoming, so I'll say that.
Okay.
That's very good investigative work,
Well, thank you.
and it applies to us in the current phases we're in with the properties that we're talking about.
Totally.
So
Yes,
appreciate that.
certainly.
You went out of the box on that one.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get to the Buck Creek property. Silver Sage. I got an update from Jared that the lease is not a viable option that we were proposing because they would lose grant money on that.
Okay.
Okay, and I asked about the boils, and I guess you've had no conversation.
No conversation.
Okay, all right, because that's what he said, and kind of surprised me.
We were waiting, I think at
Okay.
the last meeting, we were told that we were gonna meet with y'all, meet with the board in a closed session.
Have a workshop or something is what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
We want it all.
Gotta do it. What lease? I didn't ever hear about that, I'm sorry.
Do what now?
Yeah, I
I
think
didn't
you
hear
were.
about the lease. Oh, that's right, I wasn't here last night.
Oh, you weren't here, yes. We came up with a proposal amongst the board to go back to Silver Sage, and instead of selling the property, lease it.
Like a long-term lease and let them build
A long-term
on it,
lease.
and let them build on it.
Just as another negotiating source.
Source of, yeah.
Yeah, just another
Didn't
idea.
fly.
Okay.
Interesting.
That being said, since, do we need to go in a closed session in the board's opinion?
Again, I don't know what this is. I would say no.
No.
Because again, like my motion last time, I would like to enter into conversation, and have a workshop.
Yeah.
So what if I'm gonna put you on the spot, Johnny. Is January 6th, which is it's the first Thursday of January?
Okay, what's the purpose of this meeting?
So it would be it would be a workshop. It wouldn't be an actual meeting of the EDC. Our board members would come and y'all would come to the table and we would talk about the possibilities of that land and what y'all are specifically talking about, a little more detail.
I can tell you there's not, I can't provide more detail.
Right.
I told you what our vision was, mixed use, retail, residential, commercial, class A development. We would have to put together a marketing plan and see and draw some interest of potential people who might want to lease, build a suit, and that's find viable leases that have the financial capabilities of signing long-term leases, and
Right.
determining what their venture is. Will it be successful just because they have the ability and they want to?
Well, and
Will it fit in the mix? And so, and that's a moving target. I mean,
No, I understand that.
I can sit here and say, I'm gonna bring this business, and this business. This is a small market. There's lots of risk.
No, I understand that.
And I think y'all may be misconstruing is sure it's a nice piece of property, but it's gonna take a lot of money to develop it, market it, or first of all, buy it, and then come up with a marketing plan,
Right.
and will work? What will be sustainable? What can sustain itself? Not, you know, and not everything that would move on there will be successful. There'll be some leases come and go, and it's failed.
Right.
So there's lots of risk, you know.
I was wanting to have a workshop a little bigger picture than just that Duck Creek, with that being included in it. It was more along the lines of.
Would have the 21 acre property included.
Well, and that could very well be a subject in that workshop. That doesn't have to be an agenda item, it could be discussed, but it's more along the lines of the bigger picture where, you know, when we bought the land and we had very specific goals for the EDC, which, you know, we've been a little lost since we were, you know, might use the word again.
What kind of specific plans did y'all have for the property?
Well, we actually originally we had several ideas for it. One of the main was that we wanted to trade the county. We wanted to trade the county so we could have more in like our business district, so that we could get some of the county utility stuff, sort of, you know, allow them to build in one building, but maybe put it back there, or you know, trade with them so we could build more of a walkable community in our downtown. That was one of them. We talked about putting a technical school there. There were a couple of different options. The county one was the one that the most of us wanted, and that was shot down immediately by the judge. He wants to build his big building, and he wants to tear those buildings down right here, and that's his goal, and that's the reason he's running again. And so there was no conversation being had once he laid that out, and there was no changing his mind. So that piece of property, you know, kind of really didn't have a point or a purpose, but, you know, that still, you know, causes a whole nother area separated from our business district downtown, when our goal was trying to get us to be more cohesive from end to end on Main Street and put more money into our Main Street area and not build more retail out. And use it more like maybe community service, like a trade school or something like that. And so something that would benefit the community, but not necessarily in a retail aspect, because we really wanted to create our business district and make it more cohesive, put sidewalks in and that kind of stuff. But, you know, the last year and a half we've been struggling getting our footing again, because we were making progress, and, you know, things happen. So anyway, we as a new board have not had this conversation. So me telling you what the old board had is you know, kind of a moot point, other than the fact that it can be brought up as a discussion point on whether or not they want to do that. But I would like to have a bigger discussion with this board and actually have a long-term vision, and not it just be about one piece of property. We own other pieces of property, and I've asked many times to have our assets to be discussed, and as in a workshop, and we have yet to do that, which is, you know, so let's get a workshop on the table and let's have the discussion. Let's kick off the new year and kick it off fresh and have the conversation.
So how does January 6th look like? Of course, there's only 4 of us here.
It's good for me.
I'll be out of town.
When you come back?
Well,
Just, I mean, you can still be a part of it.
I'll be back after the 10th.
Okay.
But did y'all not read my email?
I did,
Get
Okay.
one.
yeah.
And our scheduled meeting would be
Oh,
on
I would have done it then.
21st, right?
Sorry.
Oh,
I also, if I go to announcements, maybe.
How about the 13th?
oh.
The 13th?
Yeah.
What day of the week is it?
Thursday.
Just trying to get the dates here. And then our scheduled meeting would be the 21st, right?
27th,
27th, okay.
yeah, 2 weeks later. Alan, Mr. Boyle, Mr. Pat, Owens.
Go ahead.
I would like for y'all to go on and have your meeting, your whatever, you know, you'll study on the property and see which way y'all wanna go. You know, y'all might want to do something completely different than what we want to do. So, you know, I'm sort of getting tired of coming down here, we ain't getting nothing, we're just turning our tires around.
Believe me, I'm kinda tired of it being on the agenda without us being prepared too, so I'm right there with you. It should, I mean, to me, we haven't done anything, we haven't had the discussions that we said we were gonna discuss, so I honestly don't know why it's on the agenda, so I'm feeling your pain. But, I mean, to me, we're in the same boat we were last time. And we're not gonna make a decision without our president and vice president being here. And I'm not gonna make a decision to go forward without having the discussion of the bigger picture. And so,
I think it would be good to have your meeting and have your discussion and what your vision is, and then get back to us, and let us know what your vision is.
perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
No, that was my intention before.
You know, we're just sort of, like I said, spinning our wheels the way we're going, so, you know, that property is set there, it's been, you know, Reagan tried to sell it to me for 15 years, and I couldn't see what to do with it,
Right,
and I still don't know what to do.
yeah.
But, you know, it's a big gamble would be taken by buying the property. So, but
Okay.
y'all have y'all's meetings, y'all's discussion, and let us know what y'all decide, and then we'll make up our minds which way we want to go.
And I
That's very
appreciate
fair.
it.
That's
Thank
very
you, sir.
fair.
Very fair.
Okay?
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
We know why he was here.
To your point, if you wanna, extend the sidewalks on Main Street, I'm all for that, believe me, I'm on Main Street.
Yeah.
I'm not leaving Main Street.
And actually, and that's why
And
I
so,
would
you
appreciate it
know,
if y'all
by-
came to the
by
workshop, because I
selling-
value your
by-
input.
By selling the property, generate some cash, maybe then you use that basis possibly, I'm just throwing an
Right,
idea. Then
absolutely.
you can use that to go get a matching grant from the Main Street program or something. And then you could, the vision of Main Street needs to be done.
Right.
That needs to be done.
I agree.
And, how you fund it, it's always about the money.
Right.
Where's the money coming from? So, if you sell some of your existing assets and spend that EDC money potentially doing Main Street improvements, wayfinding signs, it also, one and one, you get something going here, something going out there, one and one make three instead of just two. And anyway, we want y'all to come up with what you think you need and want, and then we have.
Well, in the workshop, I would hope that people would join in from the community to have a part of that conversation, because I do value your input on the
Right.
bigger picture.
We're all for that.
Okay, just that input right there was huge.
Absolutely,
From both of you.
and thanks to Christine and a couple others, we've done some comparative pricing on the acreage, and we think, I think we can go forward and have a discussion in that area as well.
Good.
Right.
We wanna move forward, I'm not sure, we have some other opportunities, in the next, we have to get this negotiation, I would like to say have some kind of answer by the end of the first quarter of next year.
That would, I hope so.
Sounds very reasonable.
Because there's time's wasted, both.
Amen.
I know.
Seriously, yep.
Patricia.
Appreciate it.
All fair.
You know, I'm in agreement with everything Johnny said, Chad has said, Tony has said. Donna did some excellent research. There was, I'm a real good friend with somebody with the city in Burning. They even offered years ago to bring over, not volunteers, but members of their EDC or whatever, and address this council, because that's where we are now, where they may have been 25 years ago. We're facing those same issues. That's a commercial map, Donna, did you find that out?
Well, yeah, it's a commercial, but it's a tourist map at the
What's
same
a
time.
tourist style map?
Right.
By a commercial entity.
It's in every
Right.
restaurant you go in.
We
Yeah.
got one of those, yeah, they came on to
Yeah.
us too,
But-
right.
So I mean, technically, that may, even to moderate a workshop is where I'm suggesting, with ideas, because they may have some good ones.
Sure.
We're open to listen to anything.
Oh, I know that, I didn't say that at all.
Thank you.
No, it's good,
Okay.
it's all good, thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's continue.
That's good.
We felt that way before.
Anything else relating to that? No.
Are we, so just to clarify, January 13th, 6 PM? Yes, okay.
Please.
Okay. So comments from the board, we're kind of silent on that?
Do you want me to contact the EDC?
No.
No, not yet?
Not yet.
All right,
We
thank you.
can't,
One
we can
more.
already not handle what we've
Thank
got.
you.
Well, that's a good.
Thanks,
That's
Jane.
my opinion.
I mean,
Yeah.
seriously.
One more
But-
clarification for that workshop, you talked about like an asset discussion as a whole, like an EDC asset discussion versus
Yes,
specifically,
and plan.
so do you want 2 agenda items?
Just
or-
workshop about current EDC assets
Assets.
and plan, and year for the, plan for the year. Plan, and plan. Yeah,
Cool.
that's good.
All right. Future agenda items. Anybody got anything? Very important.
Nothing that we haven't already tabled and starting all over the next
Well,
time.
That's
that's
true.
true, yeah.
That's true, we got a lot of tabled issues.
Yeah.
So, we have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Seconded.
all in favor?
All right.
What is
Done deal.
your-